This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Toyota Prius. Oh, yeah, I almost messed up, didn't I? No. This is the Honda Insight. You're saying, well, it looks a lot like a Prius. And you're right, but that's for a good reason. You see, back here, this flat back takes after a 70-year-old German design. It's called the cam back. And the whole point is that the air comes across the top, a la Prius style, rolls along here. This little lip then pushes it off the side. This creates very little distortion. It's clean. It goes smoothly through the air. People going to say it's a Honda Prius? Yeah, probably so, but you know why? Because the Prius works and so does the Insight. Besides the very interesting backside, which of course is Prius-like, but that's okay because you know why? It's aerodynamic and efficient. The Insight also has this very interesting nose. Now those of you who are true car dorks like me know that this is a face that's supposed to kind of remind us of the Honda fuel cell vehicle, which is now in limited release. So what they're saying here is that this is high tech. This is the boss. Now, what happens when the air comes off this very low nose? I mean, look at this. It's way down here. Air comes along the side here and across this windshield. This has got to be one of the most horizontally flat windshields in the business. This is sports car territory here. So besides its Prius-like design, which, let's be honest, we think is a very good thing because it works, let's talk about the size. It's a little bit smaller than a Prius, more of the 80% scale, if you will. If you've got a lot of people to take, they better be good friends if they're sitting in the back seat. This is probably a better four-seater than a five, but five in a pinch. And now competition-wise, it's probably a different vehicle than the Prius in a lot of different ways. I think the better competition for a Prius is the Ford Fusion Hybrid, a great vehicle. This kind of sits in its own place. This is a different sized vehicle. This is one that it gives you all the hybrid utility, all the hybrid spice, all the hybrid style. Hey, listen, I've been getting 42 miles per gallon without even really trying very hard as I drove this car, but in a smaller scale, a little bit more manageable. You got a small parking space, this is for you. Small garage, this one's for you. Leave the Prius, leave the Ford Fusion Hybrid for other folks. If you're a small family or a guy on the commute, this is your car. All right, so now we're inside the Honda Insight. If you're familiar with the Civic, you know how this place feels to be. But what's interesting about it is up here in the top, it's got a special visual system that teaches you when you're driving green. How do you know? It turns green. That makes sense. Usually says blue, but when you start to drive it right, you spend more time in the battery, less in the gasoline engine, it turns green, you're happy. And the rest of the interior, keeping with the idea of being an efficient hybrid, is all very efficient. All your air conditioning stuff right here, all the radio right there, all the light switches right there. It's a Honda Insight, and it's very simple to ride.